7th grade, in this video I'll do 3 examples from 6.4 worksheet AB on how to solve two-step equations. Here's number 2 from that worksheet. It's negative 2p minus 4 equals 2. You want to solve for the variable p. So you want to get p by itself. And so if p is on the left side of your equation, remember you can sort of view this as you got the left side of the equation and you got the right side of the equation. If p is on the left side, you want everything else on the other side. So I got to move this negative 4 to the other side. To get negative 4 to cancel on this side, I got to add 4 because negative 4 plus 4 would be 0, so that term would cancel. Now the golden rule for equations is whatever you do to one side, you do the same exact thing to the other side. So if you add 4 on this side, you got to add 4 on this side also. So on the left side of the equation, you're left with negative 2p, and on the right side, you have 2 plus 4, which is 6. Okay, so this is what negative 2p is equal to, but you want to know what p is equal to. So to get p by itself, you do the inverse operation of what's happening right here. Now negative 2p means negative 2 times p. So to get p by itself, you have to do the inverse of multiplication, which is division, and you divide by the coefficient. You divide by the number being multiplied by the variable, which in this case is negative 2. This is negative 2, not 2, negative 2. Divide both sides by negative 2, right? Because whatever you do to one side, you do the same exact thing to the other side. So what happens on the left side is you have negative 2 divided by negative 2, which simplified to 1 times p, which is just p, which is what we're looking for. That's good. On the right side, you have p equals 6 divided by negative 2. Well, if you have a positive divided by a negative, you're going to get a negative answer, right? Because if good guys leave town, that's bad. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So my answer is p equals negative 3. Which means if I plug negative 3 back into the original equation, if I have negative 2p minus 4 equals 2, if I plug negative 3 back in for p, the equation should hold true. So let's try it. Negative 2 times p, which is negative 3, minus 4 equals 2. Right here, negative 2 times negative 3 is 6, and 6 minus 4 equals 2. That is true. And so, yes, we have solved correctly. P is negative 3. Number 5 from worksheet 6.4 AB. I have 9g plus 2 equals 20. So again, I can look at this as I have a left side of the equation and I have a right side of the equation. If my variable is on the left side, get everything else on the other side. So I got to get rid of this 2. I got to move this 2 to the other side. To do that, I subtract 2 so that these 2's will cancel, right? Because 2 minus 2 is 0. So what are you left with on the left side? Well, you have 9g on the left side of the equal sign, and on the right side you have 20 minus 2, which is 18. So this is what 9g is equal to. You can read this as 9 times g, or 9 times something is 18, which you should know is 2, but how are you going to get g equals 2? How are you going to get g by itself? Well, just like up here, we divided by the coefficient, same thing here. To get g by itself, you divide by the coefficient, which in this case is 9, right? That's the number being multiplied by the variable. 9 over 9 simplified to 1 times g, which is just g. So g is equal to 18 divided by 9, which is 2. Last one, number 8, c divided by 2. That's how you should read this. That's c divided by 2. Plus 5 equals 1. So again, I have two sides of the equation. I have my left side, I have my right side. To get c by itself, c is on the left side, so get everything else on the other side. So I got to subtract 5 so that those 5's will cancel, and the c over 2, or c divided by 2, will be on the left side. On the right side, you have 1 minus 5. That will give you negative 4, right? Because these have different signs, so you're going to subtract them. 5 minus 1 is 4. You take the sign of the big guy is negative, so your 1 minus 5 is negative 4. Now here, again, you do the inverse operation. These previous two, you had negative 2p, you have negative 2 times p, 9 times g, so you do the inverse, which is division. Well, here you have division going on, c divided by 2. So to get c by itself, you got to do the inverse of division, which is multiplication. And you multiply by this, by the number in the denominator, so that it eliminates the denominator, and you're left with only the variable. So if you multiply both sides by 2, these two simplify to 1 times c, which is just c, and here you have c is equal to negative 4 times 2. If you have negative times a positive, if bad guys come to town, that's bad. So you're going to have a negative answer. 4 times 2 is 8.